Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I am completely fresh to face because we are going to be doing a first impression review. I haven't done a first impression review in a little while. I know I was doing my first impression Fridays for a bit, but there were so many videos I wanted to get up and it was taking up every single Friday, so I am still going to be doing first impressions, but just not every Friday. I just woke up, so if you're wondering about this morning voice, that is why. I'm so excited to try this, and I'm going to tell you why. So today I'm going to be doing a first impression review on the Make Up For Ever Face and Body Foundation and the Make Up For Ever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in the Smoothing formula. I am so excited to try these. Make Up For Ever is very new to the UK. You could get Make Up For Ever in the UK, but it wasn't in an actual store where you could actually like test them. They were only really online, and then there's like one place which I think is Guru Makeup Emporium, which is in like central London in Kensington, and that is really far, not really far, but that's quite far out for me, so I would never really just go there to go pick out makeup because there's nothing else really around that area for me. They just opened one, their first ever, I believe, actual Make Up For Ever store. The first Make Up For Ever counter is now open in Debenhams in Oxford Street. I went there last week and I have been putting off putting these on my face because I really wanted to put them on camera and give you guys a little first impression of them, because I really didn't want to do it without you guys. I felt like I was cheating on you guys and actually putting them on without you. I feel like I share all my experiences with you guys. So yeah, I really wanted to try these with you guys. I just want to warn you guys, I did get a dark colour of the Make Up For Ever, so it might be a bit darker than my skin, but because the Make Up For Ever Face and Body is meant to be like the MAC Face and Body but even better, a lot of my friends used to tell me how good this foundation was. I bet you're thinking, if this is my first ever Make Up For Ever product, why didn't I get the HD foundation? I am going to get the HD foundation, but they had basically no colours in stock. Probably their most requested foundation, so it was all gone. I know the colour that I am, so I'm either going to order it online and then I am going to pick it up. So I tested my foundation while I was there, but they actually had none to buy in stock. So when I get that, I promise I will do a first impression review on that as well. I know I'm really late to join the bandwagon, but I think a good new review would be good to see on YouTube, because I think everyone pretty much tried that foundation like 5 years ago, so it's probably good for me to try now. Anywho, I also picked up the Step 1 Skin Equalizer, and this is the smoothing primer. There were so many to choose from. I was either going to get this one or the Radiant one, and I was thinking to myself, like, what is my main issue? And it was the fact that I want to be smooth, and I've seen a lot of YouTubers using these, so I thought I'd get the smoothing one, and then I think if I get another one, it'll probably be the Radiance one, because that's like the next one I think I've seen. So I'm going to get that one as well. So Make Up For Ever is going to be picking up in my makeup collection because it's now available in the UK. So let's just jump straight into it. So the colour that I picked up in the Make Up For Ever Face and Body is number 34. I'm really scared this is going to be too dark. It's not that bad, it's okay. I worked for MAC for a good couple of years, so I do know very well how MAC foundations work. So this has the same name as the MAC Face and Body, so it's going to be hard to not compare the two. So I'm going to let you guys know, my way up, so which ones I prefer. And yeah, so I'm really excited to try this. This is darker, I'm just letting you guys know, but because I got this for the summer, because Face and Body is so light, I wanted to get a really nice dark shade so that when I am a little bit more tanned, I can use this in the summer, because I don't like putting on a lot of makeup in the summertime, especially if my skin is clearing up slowly. I haven't applied anything onto my face yet. I'm just going to be applying my Moisture Infusion Serum from MAC, and I'm not going to apply anything more because this is quite a moisturising foundation. I don't want to apply anything too moisturising, so anything too oily. So I'm just going to be applying a serum today, but I am going to apply a generous amount of serum. This just sinks straight into the skin, so it doesn't leave any oily residue or anything. So now I'm going to be trying the Make Up For Ever Step 1 Skin Equalizer Smoothing Primer. I am so excited for this. I love you guys that much that I did not use this the whole week. I have had this sitting there on my table for a week, and I was like, I need to wait, I can't do this without them. So I'm just, ooh, it's weird, it's a weird texture. I don't know how much to apply of this. At the moment I'm just taking like not even a pea size, because I don't know how little of this you need. So I'm just going to start off in the centre of my face. Ooh, this is a nice texture. Okay, I'm gonna need more than this. It's kind of like a liquid, and then as it smooths out, it kind of just mattifies, and you can feel it really smoothing the skin, so. Ooh, I like it. It's definitely mattifying, and I can imagine it clinging onto dry skin, so I'm going to see how this sort of clings on the other areas. Yeah, you definitely need more of this. It's kind of hard to squeeze out. It's like in a really tiny little nib, and I'm like squeezing for my life to try and get this out. Alright, next I'm going to apply some on my nose and my cheeks because they are the most bumpy areas of my face. My worst is my forehead and my cheeks. Like, I really suffer with them areas being not very smooth. Okay, so for the face and body, as you guys know, my favourite method of applying foundation at the moment is using my sponge. This is way too watery, and I just know it's going to soak it all up. Anything watery, a sponge will just kind of suck up, so I think a brush would be a lot better for this. A stippling brush is great. I'm going to be using the Real Techniques buffing brush, and that's just this brush here, and it's kind of like a little bit more of a flat top, so it's going to kind of pack on a little bit more coverage. So I'm just going to apply this. When I shake it, it sounds very liquidy. It actually sounds more watery than the MAC Face and Body, so I'm very excited. I'm probably going to need to put concealer on my spots because I am spotty at the moment, unfortunately. I'm just going to dot, yeah, it's very, very liquidy. I'm going to dot this. It smells nice. It smells like clean, if that makes sense. I don't want you guys to have a heart attack if this is too dark for me, because I know it is. I've said that, but I want to try it, and I didn't want to do it without you guys. So I know I don't have a tan at the moment, but I will when I use this, I promise. So I'm just going to start to kind of buff this into my skin, and I'm just going to do this in circular motions. This, I think, would be the equivalent of, I think, like C5 in MAC Face and Body, I reckon. Which is definitely too dark for me at the moment. But I think it's going to kind of match my shoulders, kind of. I really like the texture, like I really like how it is, but I am just going to apply one more layer at a time just so I can see how the coverage builds, because something I really love about MAC Face and Body is that it builds really well. Like, I'm just going to be patting it to see how much coverage it will build, and it does build a really decent amount of coverage. It really does. So I'm just going to be patting it and not rubbing because I want to see how far this coverage can go. I just know I'm going to love these both. Like I said, I know the colour is a little bit off, but I am going to be using this when I'm a little bit more tanned. I know this is a little bit dark on its own, but I am going to be applying some concealer and stuff anyway. As far as the finish goes, I'm really happy with that. It doesn't feel oily or greasy, and I reckon that's because of the primer I put underneath it. And with the two together, I'm really happy with that. And I can just see it just being a really nice, smooth coverage. I have really bad spots at the moment. There's just nothing I can do about it, and it's hard to tell. I wish I didn't. But I kind of am glad I have them at the same time, just so that you can see realistically how it's going to look on someone's skin if they have, you know, not perfect skin. It happens. I'll put on the rest of my face anyway so you guys can see what it looks like as a full thing, and I will just check back with you as soon as I've done the rest of my makeup. So as you can see, this is how it looks with a full face of makeup, and I did just film a tutorial, so it has been a couple of hours actually since I first told you guys I'm gonna quickly go and apply some makeup. So when I first applied it, it was about 10:30, and now it is 10 to 1. So it's been about 2.5 hours since I first applied it, and I can honestly say that it is sitting on the skin absolutely beautifully. I first applied it about 10:30, and when I first applied it, I could see my blemishes coming through. It was really nice, and it does feel very natural. Looking at it now, I can honestly say that it just looks natural, and I look like I'm glowing from within, and it is quite light for being on camera. If you record and you're used to photography and camera and just working with flashes and stuff like that, you would know what I mean when I'm saying it's quite thin for camera work, because for me, I don't have clear skin to be using this while I'm on camera, but it is beautiful for a daily wear. All I literally done for complexion wise was apply some concealer under my eyes, like my normal Maybelline Fit Me that I always do, and also just apply some on my forehead to just highlight. that was it. That's all I done. And I literally just applied like the tiniest little bit of spot concealer just on my spots. Like when I say the tiniest little bit, just to pat it. Apart from that, everything else is this foundation alone, and I'm so happy because it literally feels like, I don't want to ruin my makeup, but it just feels like skin. And especially on these areas where there's nothing going on, for you people with normal skin where you don't have blemishes, oh my god, you're gonna love it, because on these areas where I don't have anything, it just feels amazing and silky. On the areas where it's a little bit more bumpy, it even feels silky. It really does, and I honestly think that primer really helped with it as well. So I'm gonna come back in a couple of hours just to show you guys how it lasted after a good few hours wear, and then we will see what my final thought of it is. Guys, I'm back. It has been roughly about 6 hours since I initially applied this makeup onto my skin. I'm not going to be able to come back and film for the rest of the evening, so I thought I would just give you my final view now. Honestly, I am really impressed. The MAC face and body gets a lot greasier than this, and it barely stays on me. And I have been pretty active today. I haven't really been doing nothing, so it's been, you know, a decent amount of activity, and it has been pretty warm for me to feel like my oils would come through and it would get a little bit hot. It does look, you know, glowy and that I need a little bit of a powder. That's no problem for me because I am used to having oiliness in my T-zone. At the same time, on a lot of other parts of my skin, it just looks glowy, healthy, and beautiful, and it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. It doesn't feel heavy. If I wasn't wearing eye makeup, I would probably forget I'm even wearing anything because it just feels really good. Like, it actually feels really natural, and I can see this becoming one of my favorite foundations. I'm so excited to wear this for summer, and I'm really happy with the color I got because I just know it's the perfect shade for me. It's got the perfect amount of yellow and the perfect amount of that really nice neutral tone as well, where it's not completely yellow, because it will still look really good with a tan. So I'm really excited. As for the primer, I feel like the primer really did help. I reckon it would have got a little bit greasier if I didn't have the primer underneath it, so I'm going to be using this primer probably a lot more in the future as well, and I can just see myself really liking these products. So for someone with a really oily skin, I would probably say to definitely use a primer like this one underneath it that's going to mattify your skin. On the dry areas, it just does not look dry at all, so I think this would be amazing for someone with a drier skin, great for someone with more of a mature skin type, and I really like it. And as for the comparison between the MAC Face and Body and this one, I have to use this for a little bit longer, but I'm thinking I'm gonna prefer this one just because it has just made my skin look absolutely gorgeous, and the MAC Face and Body, I don't know what it is about it, but it just doesn't give the same effect. I think it's that it ends up looking wet and not glowy. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I really like it, and I'm very happy that I actually picked this up. It of course is a very pricey foundation, so I definitely recommend, if you are going to be purchasing this, definitely get a sample first, because I don't know, I always find a use for makeup. If it reacts with my skin, I will always find a use for it, whether I'm darker, whether I'm lighter. I'll end up mixing things. If you do have any other different suggestions of foundations and stuff like that you'd like me to try in the future, then please do comment down below. But as for this one, this foundation is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to be using it a ton throughout the summer, and especially the primer. I just know that all my oily skin girls are going to absolutely love this because it really smooths. It's going to be great for filling in pores, and it's going to really help to prevent oiliness coming through. So honestly, I have to give top marks for both of them. I love them. I love them a lot. My face does need a bit of a powder, but I am completely fine with that. I'm used to powdering my face all day long, so I'm cool with that. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really does help to boost my channel, and it would really make me happy. So please do like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I put new videos up 3 times a week. So you will see my face 3 times a week. So I will talk to you guys in my next video. Take care. Mwah. Thank you.